Broadcasting Network. You are listening to Wrestling Observer Live with your hosts, Bryan Alvarez and Mike Sempervive.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get it on!
How's it going, everybody? Bryan Alvarez here on Wrestling Observer Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, noon Pacific 3 Eastern, Sundays 3 Pacific 6 Eastern, Saturday mornings with Jim Valley, 10 a.m. Pacific 1 Eastern, Sundays with Andrew Zarian. And hey, it's Thursday here on the show, and you know what that means? We got a lot to talk about. Last night was AW Dynamite, the follow-up to the pay-per-view this weekend. I'm going to tell you about that show. They taped a Collision afterwards. So we got a full lineup for Collision, everybody. We'll tell you what's going to be on the show with no spoilers. And we've also got the brackets. They gave us brackets. And actually, I got to talk about those today because there's been an update from when Dave and I talked about the brackets last night on the program. But we're going to talk about the brackets for the Women's Tag Team Title Tournament. We got an update on Nick Gage. Yes, an update on Nick Gage. SmackDown, the rating from this past Friday's episode. How that ties in a Big Data Plus panel. I'll talk about CMLL and Stardom, which have now entered into a working agreement. Shinsuke Nakamura. A lot to talk about with Shinsuke Nakamura. Update on Swerve Strickland. Mike Santana is heading to Maple Leaf Pro. As noted, the Dynamite report from Wednesday night, and plenty more. Pleased to announce Filthy Tom is joining us on the program today. So you can join in on the fun with Tom and I. If you want to text us, 425-780-7566. That is 425-780-7566. I'm F4WOnline at gmail.com. F4W Online, Threads, Instagram, and Cameo. At Bryan Alvarez on X and Blue Sky. And that's right, cameos. I got a lot of time this weekend when I'm not watching this NXT Halloween Havoc. Plenty of time to do a cameo for you, a loved one, or a hated enemy. F4W Online on Cameo. Back in a moment. Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Jared, put old Granny on, let's see what she's up to. Oh, man, she's doing something. Oh, Lord.
She's trying to plug in the box, Brian.
Granny can't connect. And so I call her on the phone, and she alerts us that she apparently knocked the box off her desk. Whatever's happening right there, that doesn't look good. She knocked down the camera now? What's going on?
She's got a hold of the camera, I think.
She's okay. Well, we've got the ceiling at least. There's the box. Hey, we got the box, Jared. Does it look like it's plugged in?
No.
It's definitely not on.
No.
Okay. That's her back, I believe. She appears to be doing something.
Apparently yoga.
That's her hair. Are we sure that's not Ric Flair? Now she's got to find the phone, too.
Think anyone's going to still subscribe after the show?
I hope we get a bunch of video signups. This is interesting.
Is it now?
Oh, man, we can almost see the front of the tie line to see if it's on. But we can't. We can only see the side of it, as well as a flashlight and dice. I don't know why there are dice there.
Well, you never know when you're going to play dice in the dark.
She's still doing something.
That's good radio, boss.
Show that again, what's she doing?
You know what's a good show is the Big V show.
Is it?
Or have you Pod Armenia 2025?
She might be tying her shoe or something.
Ed and
down
San
there.
Antonio show.
Granny is furiously doing something. It's possible that we should sabotage the box every week.
No!
So that she can, get up and down like Roddy Piper once said. No, I know. I'm calling you. Phone. I'm calling you. Oh, my God. How are you?
I'm exhausted. Oh, I want to tell Vinny I watched his show today.
Thank you, Granny. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good.
Good. That sounded very sincere.
Stunning review. Well,
Anyway.
can we please make that into a commercial, Jared, for Vinny's show? Apple Podcast carries every podcast that we produce.
Oh, I want to tell Vinny I watched his show today.
Thank you, Granny. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good.
Good.
So check it out, f4wonline.com/Apple. Try your free trial today. What is happening here? Yes, Granny?
I don't care if it's show or what. My computer went out and I can't fix it.
Okay. Jared, can you fix Granny's computer?
He tried to get a pin.
I am Steve.
Brian, what are you doing?
Now my child is sending me a voice message.
Steel chicken jockey.
Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Filthy Tom is joining us here today. I'm so excited to see you today, Tom. How you doing?
Great.
Good. Hey, remember when we used to wrestle together?
Sure.
Yeah, that was a fun time, wasn't it?
Yeah, I remember pulling your stump.
Not when we
That's
were,
what I
and I'm talking when
remember.
we wrestled as partners.
Oh, like Javon and Leon?
Yeah,
We were like the original
kind of were, actually.
young
Hey, I bring it
OG.
up because Nick Gage is, quote, currently in treatment, is being pulled off any future dates, according to longtime friend, GCW fan Brett Lauderdale. He took to X Wednesday. He said that he'd seen some speculation online about the 45-year-old. He said, Nick Gage will not be attending any shows for the foreseeable future. He's currently in treatment and has been for several weeks. Plans to stay indefinitely. Any promoters that have made deposits for shows coming up that he will not be able to attend will be made whole as soon as possible. Expect an update directly from the man himself when the time is right. In the meantime, thanks to all who have been supportive. MDK all effing day, he says. And says here, Gage confirmed he had to stay in rehab around the time he missed the 2024 GCW Homecoming show, with Lauderdale saying prior to that he was lured out of rehab. And then Gage said no one made him leave, and he did so because he felt good. So, all the best. I know Nick Gage has had quite the life, but
Yeah. Obviously arrested for bank robbery.
yeah,
Unfortunately, I know this past year his wife passed away. His brother, who he used to wrestle with, also passed away years ago. So hopefully the best for Nick Gage. There's no one in wrestling that can hype you up if you're a wrestler about to go out in front of the crowd like Nick Gage can at the curtain.
oh my God.
It's been far too long since I've seen that sight. So hopefully Nick Gage gets healthy, gets the help he needs, and we see him again.
Did you have any matches other than the one we had with him?
I've teamed with him. I've wrestled against him.
Okay,
yeah.
so it's been many, many times.
Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah, they set up that match, and it was you and me against Nick Gage and what was his name at the time?
Thomas Santel.
Oh, that's right, Thomas Santel. And of course, I knew Santel forever, but never met Nick Gage, and frankly, I felt like I did when I was hired years ago to do a shoot interview with Abdullah the Butcher. And Abdullah at the time, I mean, he was old, but still, it was like, I was just waiting. Like, I thought for sure this guy was just going to, like, cut me. He was just going to come after me and start. I was like, I don't know about this one, man. But he didn't. And then, Nick Gage, I didn't know what to expect. But I have to say, I don't want to kill the guy's gimmick, but I can't think of any other word to describe him than the sweetest guy. He was so nice. And, like, we're going over everything, and he's going to make this comeback, and he's going to do the running boot watch thing in the corner. The boot wash, where you run and, like, kick the guy's
not
face.
the boot watch.
Whatever they call it.
You better watch the boot in the corner.
So anyway, like, he's explaining it to me, and he just kind of goes, I want you to, like, when you sit in the corner, I'm going to come running, and can you please, like, just, and he like, touches my face, and he gently turns it this way. Just turn it this way. I don't want to hit you. I was like, okay, whatever you want, buddy. But, like, he was so nice. And then, like, we do the match, and, like, the whole thing is I'm supposed to be scared of this guy, because he's a maniac. and then like I stay out of the ring or whatever for the whole match, and then at the very end he finally gets his hands on me, and it was like easiest match I ever had. Like, didn't touch me. He even did that giant choke breaker. I didn't feel a thing. It looked like I was absolutely murdered. And then they did the old stuff pile driver gimmick, and man, he was so nice. It was crazy. And then now here he is having problems. So all the best to Nick Gage. Let's see it, Tom. That's right. What you think of Dynamite last night? You want to save it for the end?
Tale of two shows.
Okay.
What a dichotomy.
I got to mention one thing here, okay? Because I saw people on the board, they were angry at me. That means I did a good job on the show last night. So anyway.
People everywhere are angry at you.
They're usually angry at me for one reason or the other. Do you guys remember, have you ever watched a Raw show? You ever watched like a WWE show? And this happens on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, okay? Where you're watching the show, and then like two people get in a fight or whatever, and then, you know, Nick Aldis goes, "You guys are going to wrestle in the main event tonight." And what does everybody say? They go, "You booked a show and you didn't have a main event," right?
That is what the pundits say.
Yeah, it happens all the time. There was like a SmackDown a while ago where like Nick Aldis made 3 matches for SmackDown during the show. And it's like, what were you expecting to happen if nothing had happened on the show? You had 1 match booked? Like, what's going on here? And of course, we ridicule. It's ridiculous, okay? Or remember that time when Ava, my beloved Ava, said, "I will announce the teams for the Iron Survivor Challenge on NXT Tuesday." The show starts. She literally announces a captain. Santino announces the other captain. And then everybody, like, the captain is responsible for putting these teams together. It's like, I thought you said you were going to announce the teams. You announced one person and they had to do all the work. We ridiculed it, right? Well, Tony Khan said, "I'm going to have the brackets for the women's." Like, he announced that there's going to be a tournament like a month ago. He's had a month, okay? And after a while, we're like, is there even going to be a women's tag, a tag title tournament? So on Saturday, he announces on Wednesday, I'm going to give you guys the brackets, okay? So Wednesday starts, and, the show starts going on, and there ain't no brackets. And then there's a match, and, like, the story is the winners get to choose who they face in the first round. And then, like, an hour and 45 minutes into the show, Athena appears out of nowhere. Like, she's been gone forever. She just shows up and she says, "Hey, Mercedes, you want to be my partner in this tournament?" And then, after that, they show the brackets, and it's like, so you didn't have brackets. You said you were going to have brackets, but you didn't have brackets. You certainly didn't have all the teams, because, like, teams are, making matches during the show, and then you're creating teams an hour and 45 minutes into the show. Well, I dare bring that up. I'm a bad guy. Dave defends it. Well, he said there'd be brackets by the end of the show. There were. And then the fans are like, Guys, it's ridiculous, okay? He didn't have brackets. That's it. Now, I do want to say this. So apparently there was a thing on Twitter today. Billy Starks apparently is upset that Athena chose Mercedes as a partner. So I guess we're supposed to believe, and maybe this is the story, that he did have all the teams. One of them was Athena and Billy. But then right before they announced the brackets, Athena went and asked Mercedes. And so they had to change those brackets at the last second. I don't know what it is, everybody. But listen, if you can't stand fair criticism across all of these shows, don't talk to me. I don't want to hear it. But anyway, these are the brackets. On one side, we got Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata against Julia Hart and Sky Blue.
That match was set up by a match we'll talk about later.
Yes.
On Dynamite itself.
Yeah. And hopefully Julia Hart is okay, because she did a moonsault. Or no, it was Penelope. Penelope did a moonsault, and it was like she literally only hit Sky Blue in the head with her knee, and then hit the ground and grabbed her elbow. And then she was, like, hurting the entire match. So hopefully she didn't, like, break her arm or dislocate her elbow or something like that. But the other half of the left side is Mercedes and Athena versus Willow and Harley Cameron. The right side has the return of Riho with Alex Windsor versus Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa. And Anna Jay and Ty Mello versus Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne. So who do you think is the finals, Tom?
I would guess Toni Storm and Mina and Mercedes and Athena.
I think you're probably right, brother. I think you're probably right. So that is the tournament. And it begins next week on Fright Night Dynamite. And we don't know when the finals are going to be, but probably the pay-per-view. Back in a moment. Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. I think that this show was like the best and worst of AEW.
The earliest story of this show was somebody almost died in every match. I thought MJF's head was going to fall off his body.
It looked like he put his own head into the mat as hard as he could.
Momo kicks Mercedes. Mercedes might have a bruised larynx.
I was certain Swerve had broken his neck.
Man, this dude landed right on his head.
Mariah May versus Toni Storm.
Good Lord.
Mariah gets her hands on a champagne bottle and smashes it right into Tony's crotch.
Some guy in the front row holds up a sign that goes, "For the sickos!"
It sure was.
It's like, well, goddamn, this was for the sickos, all
As
right.
sick as you can get.
Yes.
I did not have glass to the vajayjay on my bingo card. For
I don't
this
know
year.
why not.
I
in
certainly
this
hope
feud,
not.
You should have.
What kind of bingo are you playing over there? And the two big screens just read, "The End." This, in hindsight, absolutely should have ended the show.
Maybe it should have. However, I can't guarantee that this match was going to be this good with this much heat 5 hours into the live show.
Well, there's that.
Following all those matches we saw. Like, every time people say this should main event, it's like, are you sure you want that? Then we had Takeshita and Kenny. Another incredible match.
What is up with they have an announcer that wears a mask?
Oh, no. God, please, not this.
What is-
Anyway, the match.
What is that about?
I actually was fixing to give Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher the highest star rating on the show, but I would say that by the last 3-4 minutes, I was like, well, you did a little too much here. People are going to be mad, but it's true. We didn't need the Spanish fly off the top of the cage. This match would have been as good or better without it.
The penis first Styles Clash into the tax.
That should be a finish.
That should be a career ender. It is tomb silent.
Oh, yeah, this crowd's dead.
They've seen every single goddamn thing two human beings can do to each other, and now men are grappling.
And Jason here goes, it's go away heat, Brian. He sucks. Listen, do you guys know what go away heat is?
Listen.
There were 11,000 people in this building. It's just like when people hated Jericho. There still is no evidence that he actually ran anybody off. They just didn't want him. Like, there's a difference. You want a different champion, but who is quitting AEW because Jon Moxley retained tonight?
Put the belt on Swerve immediately, as soon as possible. It could be me, it could be you, it could be Mark, anyone.
I don't want it.
Just,
I don't want
it's run its course.
All right. Golly, this Moxley has heat with these people. What did you think, Mark?
Oh, I'm coming for you now. I punched him in the diverticulitis. Piss like a sprinkler.
Go
Back
out, and
forth,
we are going to do
back
what was
and
billed.
forth.
No, not like this.
There was more. There was.
It's not for me. Why do you like it?
No,
so
Jason.
much? Are you guys on Tony's payroll?
Brazier says, I'm feeling Tom isn't too into this tag team tournament. Is that right?
I mean, it's fine.
I feel like you
I
need
guess-
something to sink your teeth into.
I guess I'm not really overjoyed with the teams that are in there. The other thing is I'm just very confused by the women's division sometimes. Like, who is Harley friends with? Who is she not friends with? Why do people care? Like,
wow.
You know what I mean?
Well, she's a baby face, so she's friends with Willow.
She's highly annoying right now.
You don't like the puppet?
I hate the puppet, and let's be real. Mercedes had, like, a great point. Harley is trying to be her friend forever, kissing up to her, and then she's out there doing this mocking puppet. Like, yeah, she deserved to get beat up way worse. She didn't deserve to have the puppet's face shoved in that cake. She deserved to have her face shoved in that cake, scrubbed around. She deserved to have somebody, like, turn her into a puppet. Skin her. Do something. Get it, like.
Wow. Wow.
I've had it. What is she doing out there? Who is she friends with? She's friends with Willow?
Yes.
Okay.
And Statlander.
Oh, but they don't like each other.
What?
Willow and Statlander?
Willow and Statlander, yeah, they're having problems.
Okay. Well, Harley's also been friends with Mercedes?
No, not
What?
really. Mercedes hates her.
Mortos?
No, Mercedes and Mortos are together. You're very confused.
Yeah.
You know,
I told you that to start out with.
Well, my big issue was that once the puppet showed up and ruined Mercedes' celebration, Mercedes was so angry that she didn't immediately go to beat up Harley. Instead, she started cutting a promo on the puppet. And she kept cutting a promo on the puppet. And granted, she called the puppet Harley. It's like, if you're so mad, she's so mad she sent all her men away, all her belts away, sent Renee out of the ring, so she could stand there and cut a promo on a puppet.
She should have ripped the puppet to shreds.
Well, she eventually
She should have stomped it. She should have thrown it in the crowd, ripped the hair off of it, everything. The stitching, the threading,
Wow,
destroy that thing. I am sick of these stupid freaking puppets in wrestling. I got to see this dumb Finn Balor puppet, okay? Layeska's one thing. Layeska's been around for years, all right? These are cheap imitations. I can't stand it. There's the Alexa puppet.
Yeah.
No more puppets. We got enough. The only puppet in wrestling is the one that I'm talking to right now.
Excuse
We don't need
me.
any more.
I was a big fan of the Muppets. Why are you so anti-puppet? It's supposed to be fun.
I don't want to see puppets on the pro wrestling show.
Okay.
I just don't. I'm sorry.
All right.
I don't like it. There's people out there that don't want to see me on their pro wrestling show. Plenty of them. That's fine.
Yeah, this guy here says you're dead to him because you made fun of the puppet. He actually had a name for the puppet. What's the puppet's name again? What's Harley's puppet's name?
It's Minnie Monet.
Oh yeah, Minnie Monet.
And let's be
so
real.
you even know.
If you're gonna do something like this, right? Don't go with the lowbrow puppet. Like, let's see a marionette. Let's see some real talent out there. Puppet.
So Friday's SmackDown did 1.180 million viewers, up 15% from the previous week. Best audience total since the show has undergone the switch to big data plus panel. Remember what that is, Tom? SmackDown did a 0.28 and 18-49. So they are, I mean, we talked about this before, they are trying to figure out how to make this thing work because obviously there are issues when it comes to pro wrestling and this big data plus panel. But things like they look like they may be normalizing a little bit. I think even, was it Collision that did better than usual? I think things are starting, they may be heading back to normal, which would certainly be a good thing, especially for AEW, because they need some good numbers with this potential WBD sale and their current deal technically expiring in 2027. So.
Okay, so they got the guy from Star Trek to figure this out?
I'd ridicule you, but the whole thing is ridiculous, so I won't. And it's big data. It's different. CMLL is continuing to expand its international ties, announcing its official partnership with Stardom. Business relationship was announced on Wednesday. CMLL boss Salvador Luteroth Lomelli and Stardom president Taro Okada both appeared for the announcement. CMLL and Stardom will exchange talent with the goal of benefiting both promotions, I would hope so, and advancing women's wrestling worldwide. So they are now part of the relationship. CMLL, AEW, New Japan, Stardom, and MLW. Friday will be, yes.
Are you reading what Tarot said?
What Tarot said?
Are you doing a tarot reading?
What are you talking about? I'm trying so hard.
Taro
Okada. Not like a Okada, not like a tarot card. God. Friday, CML is presenting its annual Women's International Grand Prix. I cannot wait. I got a plan, Tom. You're gonna get it. There will be representatives from AEW and Ring of Honor and Revolution Pro for this Women's International Grand Prix at Arena Mexico.
MLW. Did you mention them?
I didn't. Doesn't say anything about MLW in the Women's Grand Prix.
Yeah. Shoko Nakajima, the MLW Women's Champion, is there representing.
No, it does say MLW.
Thank you.
If only it weren't just 3 letters, I'd have seen it. So Shinsuke Nakamura wants to be world champion. He did an interview with Tokyo Sports. Said he believes the world championship, I just want to win that. For Japanese wrestlers on this American stage, especially the men, that's the barrier we haven't broken through yet. He should have won it years ago. They messed it up.
Yeah.
Remember when he feuded with AJ for like 8 months? And it was like, okay, this is their 9th match. Finally, he's going to win the title. And then he lost again. I was like, oh, my God.
He won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
The crowd, every single person in the crowd would sing his song.
Yeah. They
Super
botched
over.
that big time.
Yow!
So anyway, we should mention that it is in play, the possibility that Shinsuke Nakamura and Hiroshi Tanahashi will be the Dome match. So whether that happens, we shall see.
Do you have insider information from Chauncey Billups?
I can tell you that Nakamura's got some sort of contract that allows him to wrestle in Japan, but obviously there's the political issue that New Japan and AEW are,
Dude, how awesome, if you're Shinsuke Nakamura, is it that you are possibly going to be chosen to not only be the great Muda's final match, but also the final match for Hiroshi Tanahashi?
Yeah.
That's like an all-time run. I mean, obviously he's an all-time great.
Can he do
Japan.
the last match of John Cena while he's at it?
I don't think that one's in the cards.
You know what also isn't in the cards, but I was really I thought it would be so awesome? It's John Cena versus Hiroshi Tanahashi.
That would be.
Not going to happen. But we shall see if he ends up in that match at the Tokyo Dome, but it is certainly a possibility.
Maybe we could get John Cena versus Evil.
No, that one I don't want to see.
Why do you dislike Evil so much?
Here's the thing. Guys, you don't understand. I don't dislike Evil.
No, I think people do understand.
Evil is a good wrestler. When he just has wrestling match, I don't want to see a House of Torture match. That's the problem. I don't care about Wolf Aaron having like a good match with Evil and beating him, but I don't think his first match should be 75 guys run in, this guy spits liquor in his face, this guy goes upside down, and a guy chops him in the nuts. I don't want to see that.
Oh, actually, that's
Maybe
one
I
of the
do.
best spots going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dick Togo coming off the top with a chop.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I don't want to see, guys. I don't mind Evil himself. Evil is a good professional wrestler. The gimmick sucks. Just like Tatum Paxley. And yes, I just compared Evil to Tatum Paxley.
Well,
am I wrong?
I mean, Evil is not the best wrestler in his household. So.
Who else is in Tatum's household?
Not Tatum.
Oh. We were just talking
Izzy
about
Dame.
Evil and Tatum.
Izzy Dame.
So I thought when you
Ty
mentioned
Dillinger.
That. I don't know, man.
The Driver.
I do have to say, though, as much as I like Tatum as a wrestler, and as much as I think she did a good promo on Tuesday, and as much I think she connects with the crowd better than almost anyone in NXT, her finish sucks. That's silly. I don't even know how to describe it.
The tequila shot or something.
Why are these women given these preposterous finishes? Like Mercedes' finish is horrible. It always looks bad.
I actually believe that's Momo Watanabe's finisher.
The one that Tatum is doing?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Or it used to be.
I don't
so
like
it was somebody's finisher.
Yeah.
Maybe I got that wrong.
So anyway, when we come back, Tom has volunteered to do the Dynamite Report, and I'm here to reel him in when he gets out of control. Because I just have this feeling. Back in a moment. Observer Live. Granny, what's happening? What do we got for the wrestling report here today?
Talk or something.
Talk or something.
So Niven comes in, jumps on Bailey with her overweight body a couple of times, doesn't mind playing dirty, leaves Bailey on the mat in lots of pain. I found this book. It's called Limericks from the Heart.
Is this a Lanny Poffo book?
Let me finish this one. This guy's name is Lanny Poffo. And there are 335 pages in here. Can you guess what it's about?
Smoking.
Oh,
Sean the Wizard.
Have you read it?
We read it every week for about 6 months.
When I first started.
Wow.
Why don't we start reading some questions, and we'll see if we can spur some answers out of Granny. Shall we try?
I don't think so.
Let's try.
Then you'll really find out how dumb I am.
Granny, did you know there was a wrestling bear?
No, and I don't care.
All right.
It's a bear that wrestled people.
I still don't care.
Okay.
Is Granny frozen?
Granny, you frozen?
No, I'm ready to read my report.
Your picture is frozen.
It is?
Yeah. Or you're doing a great job as a ventriloquist.
Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa, or whatever his last name is. Paul Newman is watching this match. And he's not on Cody's side. What's the matter?
Absolutely nothing. Everything's great.
You know, Cody did say that he was looking for a manager. I think him and Paul Newman would be a...
What a handsome pair.
Yeah. A dashing duo.
That guy's a movie star, isn't he?
Since you're on the phone, why don't we just jump right into your wrestling report and such, and then we'll let you go and we'll do Facebook without you.
Can I lay the phone down and can you hear me?
You can try. Why don't you give it a shot?
Okay.
Oh, boy. It's going to be a disaster. I can already tell.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. That's all right, I guess.
Go ahead.
No, it's your segment. You're gonna read
us jokes
or your wrestling report or whatever. I see Granny has now put the phone back up to her ear.
I'm just for now.
Do you have the soaps or anything else, Granny, or are we is that it?
I want to quit for now.
Okay. Well,
no more.
Instead of suffering through the YouTube chat, click like and subscribe. Back here on the show, Bryan Alvarez here. That's Cheap Trick, Tom.
Yeah, I might have something to do now on November 21st, the night before Relentless Pro Wrestling in Spokane, where we're going to be.
Chase, if you're listening, Tom and I want to go to Cheap Trick together. All right, let's do Dynamite.
Put us in the same room.
No, not that. I want my own room.
Oh.
I feel like we roomed once and like you snored or something. Or I was afraid you were going to shave my eyebrows or something crazy.
No, I barfed on your couch.
Well, you did that too, but I mean,
I
don't care if you do that in another room. Do
you have eyebrows?
I will never forget the time that I was rooming with Buddy Wayne, and of course there's 2 beds. I'm in one bed, he's in the other bed, and like he's snoring and he's just so loud, and he'd been drinking like nonstop and doing whatever else. I'm like, oh my god, I can't sleep. It's just too much. And so all of a sudden in the middle of the night, I hear and he gets up out of the bed and he turns and he just faces the wall. Pees all over the wall, gets back in bed, goes to sleep. I was like, oh my god, what is happening? Didn't smell good the next morning. I'll tell you that much. Let's talk about Dynamite.
Dynamite, AEW Dynamite from San Antonio, Texas. There was DC Comics branding all over the ring, outside the ring. There's like pictures of Batman, Superman, who else? Wonder Woman,
Aquaman. I don't know.
Dark Seed.
I don't know who these guys are.
We had the Ops take on the Hurt Syndicate to open the show. Anybody that's concerned about the Hurt Syndicate selling, well, they did plenty of selling here against the Ops. I mean, of course, what else you got to do? You got Samoa Joe.
I think they like big, meaty men.
You got Powerhouse Hobbs. You got Shibata. I think they like guys that look like real athletes out there.
And big, strong dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Hurt Syndicate did indeed sell for them. Eventually, it culminated with MVP getting the upper hand on Samoa Joe. He set up for the Playmaker, but Ricochet ran down. This distraction was enough for Joe to counter the attack. He locked in the Coquina clutch on MVP, and the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt himself succumbed to the rear naked choke.
You know, I hated this finish, and then, some guy, every time, it's like some guy on the board got so mad. Brian just a while ago was talking about how sometimes you have to have a DQ or a interference finish to continue story. I'm like, brother, the issue is how lame. The issue is not the finish. Bro, he's
it
even
took
like
too long for Ricochet to run down there as well.
Not just
MVP's
that,
holding the Playmaker position, like looking around.
MVP is about to hit his move, his finishing move. A guy ran down and looked at him.
Oh, he tried to get in the ring.
He didn't get in the ring. He didn't do anything. It doesn't matter.
He jumped on the thing.
He stood there.
He was trying to jump in the ring, and like MVP was like,
and
oh,
the referee's there to get rid of him. All MVP has to do is hit his move. Instead, he's an idiot, and he just stands there, and then he gets put in a choke, and as a black belt, he gets tapped out by a blue belt. Or wait, who tapped him out? Joe?
Joe.
I don't know what belt Joe is. But anyway.
Joe's been training for a long time.
He may be a black belt too. But the point is, it was like, you couldn't have a more generic, nothing happening. Like, at least be creative if you're going to do a finish like this. Guy looks at other guy. Guy distracted, guy pinned. Like, how long did it take to come up with that? It's like you have to take a long time to even come up with something so boring. So no, that finish sucked. It is indefensible.
Joe was really mean to the crowd afterwards. Cut a promo on the fat woman.
Fat-shamed people.
Fat woman in the San Antonio
Wow.
crowd. It was odd because he fat-shamed, but also talked about Powerhouse Hobbs liking them.
Yeah, it was weird. Hobbs was happy.
Well, he probably took a look in the crowd. And yeah, that was it. Then we had Renee interview Statlander backstage. She said that she made history by beating Toni Storm 2 times. She won the women's title. 2 things Mercedes Moné has never done, and she accepted Mercedes' challenge for the pay-per-view and said, enjoy your celebration later tonight.
Statlander's been good lately, I think.
Darby Allin cut a babyface promo. He said, Brian,
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Did you know, were you aware, Darby Allin climbed Mount Everest?
I was aware of that. Yeah.
Okay. He climbed Mount Everest. Let us know. Then he cut a babyface promo, said as long as the Death Riders are breathing, he is not far behind.
Yeah, this was another one. I was like, that's it? That's your follow-up to him beating John Moxley? And Dave goes, well, it was a setup for something later. It's like, wait a second. I don't care about later. This guy beat John Moxley in an I Quit match. This is the follow-up show to that. And he had like a 1-minute promo and then just left. I was like, that was the most anticlimactic follow-up to a massive win that I can even remember seeing. I mean, it was nothing. Mercedes had a way bigger deal for winning an Indy belt.
It also, to me, because later on he came back, it felt like they were just wasting time with this segment. You know what I mean? You could have condensed this. You could have had this happen after he came out later, all fired up. I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that. We had the Jurassic Express coming for the World Tag Titles. We had a 4-way tag team match, which is a preview of the upcoming Women's World Tag Title tournament, which we talked about earlier. This was Megan Bay and Penelope Ford against Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata, against Willow and Harley Cameron, against Sky Blue and Julia Hart. The winners get to choose their first-round opponents in the tag team title. So this was 2 people in the ring at a time, luckily. I mean, that doesn't mean it wasn't chaotic, but it would have been far too hard to pay attention if it would have been 4 women at a time. So Ford and Bain went for the Doomsday Device on Willow, but she got out. Hayter then blind tagged in, and she and Queen Aminata ended up hitting a double-team big boot on Penelope Ford. They both grabbed a hold of Ford. Aminata hit a headbutt. Jamie hit the Haterade. And the first-time team of Queen Aminata and Jamie Hayter got the win to obviously give them some credibility heading into the tournament. Now they can lose the first round. And, everybody gets over a little bit. So they called out for their first-round match Sky Blue and Julia Hart.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully Penelope's all right. That's all I could watch in this match. God, that was brutal.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could slide another team in there if you had to. It doesn't seem like there's somebody that would be a natural pairing with Megan Bain. Obviously, Megan and Penelope have been kind of one of the more established teams in that division now. So hopefully she's fine. The Bucks were outside Tony Khan's locker room begging and pleading for a money match. Renee comes up. They tell her that they will face anyone. They will team with anyone. And Tony Khan pops out. Says, I heard what you guys were saying. And how about this? $400,000 on the line in a 4-on-4 all-star match. It'll be Jet Speed teaming with Jurassic Express to take on the Bucks and FTR.
You know, I've seen people criticize this storyline because they're like, how could the Young Bucks have no money? This is ridiculous. Doesn't make sense. How could they be broke? Well, they've explained this in storyline. They spend all their money. It's not what you make, it's what you save. I just saw today Francis Ford Coppola. Broke. So if he can be broke, the Young Bucks can have no money. They need to get paid.
He needs to go see Lestat.
They got some kids to feed.
The Money Puppet, Mini Money.
I think we went over this.
Good.
Don't do it again.
We had a Mox backstage promo. As much as I disliked the promo before this, I loved this promo.
This was quite great.
It's just him looking into a mirror.
He made his loss meaningful.
He said that one day the strength that led Darby Allin to defeat Moxley at WrestleDream will be his ultimate downfall. He was unable to face reality, obviously, as the world that he's been trying to build around him in AEW is starting to crumble. He's running out of options. You can tell that's what's happening to him, but he's still trying to convince himself otherwise. He then took on Kyle O'Reilly, and this was a fantastic match. Not only the work, but the storyline, wrestling-wise, of Jon Moxley. Just his mannerisms, like the way that he's allowing the crowd to get to him.
Not only that, but he's working as a guy who has lost faith in himself.
Yeah,
and
the crowd is chanting, "You're a quitter."
Yep,
and he's like writhing at the thought as he realizes
so angry. And of course, Kyle keeps going for submissions, and like he does not want to submit. And
no,
so
he won't even engage him after a while. He just starts striking him, biting him. He can't fight fair any longer.
Yes. And then finally at the end he gets caught in that ankle lock and he's just trapped and there's no way out. His only options are I have to give up again or I got to beat up this referee. And so he beats up the referee for the DQ, and I swear to God, there was a DQ in like the year 2000 with Edge and Christian for the tag titles. It was almost exactly like this. Like they were done. It was over. It was like that one big move, and one of them flew in and hit the guy with the belt for the DQ, and these fans are freaking furious. It was like a perfect disqualification, and this was like another one. This was a great This DQ made the match better, which you can almost never say that.
There's also the one where Randy Orton got DQ'd against John Cena to save the title. That's another memorable one.
I remember that one as well.
So the conglomeration ran down. A big brawl broke out. You know, this conglomeration video, this entrance video they have, I don't like it.
Wow.
As a video itself,
reminded me of the Bryan and Vinny show open. They stole it from us.
Well, yeah, it's cool like as a video of itself, or you just show it going to a commercial break or something. But Kyle O'Reilly's walking out to fight the Death Riders leader, John Moxley.
That was a little silly.
And it's Orange Cassidy and Willow Nightingale sitting on a Barca loungers in the back or something. What the hell is going on? They got to switch that up. So after commercial, we came back, and there was Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, and Roderick Strong taking on the Death Riders. So this match was awesome. They beat up Roderick Strong. Mark Briscoe ended up getting the win for their team with the Jade Driller on Wheeler. Pac attacked afterwards. It broke down again. Moxley came back out. They were going to throw Orange Cassidy onto the announce desk. Like Claudio was going to gorilla press him like he did to Darby at the pay-per-view. But Darby himself ran out. He made the save, took out Claudio with a bat to the knee, chased off the Death Riders, and he indeed was accurate on his earlier promise. If the Death Riders are breathing, he is not far behind. The porno star Kyle Flesher did an interview. He said he'd get the best of Mark Briscoe 100 times if they wrestled 100 times more. Briscoe is not happy with this. He went to the ring. He said he doesn't need 100 times or 1,000 times more. He just needs one more time. He needs one more shot at Kyle Flesher. And Don Callis was not having it. He said, that's not happening. You're great talent. Take a hike. But I'd assume we're getting a rematch.
And we're going to head to a break. We'll come back for the awesome main event of Okada and Bandito for the unified title. Observer Live. If you love this show, you should consider signing up at WrestlingObserver.com. WrestlingObserver.com has every show that we have ever done. Over 15,000 podcasts in the archives, dating back to 2005. Searchable by show, searchable by year. Perhaps the first show you ever watched was 2008 WrestleMania? Well, you can head into the archives and you can find the podcast we did, all built around the 2008 WrestleMania. Every major show, whether it be WWE, AEW, we covered it all. 15,000 archived shows at WrestlingObserver.com. Also, when you subscribe, you get full access to the Wrestling Observer newsletter. There's a new Observer every Friday. And on top of that, we have thousands and thousands of archived issues of the Observer dating back to 1991. So again, WrestleMania 2008. Go to the archives, search WrestleMania 2008, read all of the issues surrounding that show. Of course, Wrestling Observer newsletter, 40,000 words of news and information on pro wrestling and mixed martial arts every single week. New issue comes out every Friday. New back issue comes out every Monday. You also get the discussion board. One of the best discussion boards on the internet. It's members only. If you're going to troll, well, you got to pay to troll, and there aren't too many of those. And if you cause too much trouble, you're out of there. So if you want a great place to discuss professional wrestling, it is the board. Also available as a subscriber at WrestlingObserver.com. The whole package, all of the new shows, all of the archived shows, all of the new issues of the Observer, all of the archived editions of the newsletter, all of the past episodes of Wrestling Observer Radio, Wrestling Observer Live, The Bryan and Vinny Show, Figure 4 Daily, Filthy 4 Daily, The Board, all of it just $14.99 per month. The full shebang. And you can save a lot of money getting an annual subscription. A full year, you basically get 2 months free. So check it out, WrestlingObserver.com. Everything you'll ever need as a fan of professional wrestling. Check it out today, F4WOnline.com. Hey, we're back here on the show. All right, take us through this last segment, Tom.
We are back for a spectacular end to the show, and I mean both this show and AEW Dynamite, because it was Bandito versus Kazuchika Okada in the main event. Okada went after the injured shoulder of Bandito throughout this match. Bandito hit the 21-plex, but the shoulder couldn't hold on enough for him to keep the bridge. By the time he made the cover, Okada kicked out. Okada hit his drop kick, booted Bandito out of the air. Bandito hit his own Rainmaker. He went for the 21-plex again, but the very intelligent Okada moved away from the ropes. Bandito went over his head. Okada captured the arm, spun him into the Rainmaker, crushed him, retained the title, and smiled as the show went off the air, and one Konosuke Takeshita had to be held back in the aisleway by Don Callis and Kyle Fletcher.
It was a very, very good main event. Awesome match. And I got a lot more to say about all of this, but it'll be tonight on the Bryan and Vinny Show for subscribers. We're going to talk about AEW and NXT. I got some stuff about NXT we haven't really talked about as well. So that's going to be tonight on the show. WrestlingObserver.com. F4WOnline.com/Apple, F4WOnline.com/Spotify, F4WOnline.com/YouTube. Any of those ways you can listen to the members-only shows. And that'll be tonight. And then tomorrow it'll be a Fun Friday edition of Wrestling Observer Live with Lance Storm. So that'll be a lot of fun. What's so funny, Tom? Why don't you come on? Why don't we do a 3-person Fun Friday? You don't think that'd be fun?
Not for me.
You don't like these 3 ways? No? All right. Well, anyway.
Only if it's in Emmanuel.
We'll talk to you next time, everybody. Wrestling Observer Live.